Hello, Jim Howard here in Fort Worth, Texas. Today's date, it's September September 18th of 2021. It's 11 a.m. in the morning here in Fort Worth. Uh, Probably from the camera views, you can probably see that I have made some changes. And what I did was I had my Dell computer with Ubuntu Linux on it over here with one monitor in this corner. And over here I have two monitors on this desk. And that was my Beeline computer running Windows 11. And so then I was thinking, which is I should never do that. Uh, I was thinking, okay, I'm not using the Linux that much, and I don't have any space hardly to eat because this is where I eat. We don't even have a dining room table here, by the way. This is a two-bedroom, two-bathroom apartment, but we don't even have a dining room table, and so this is where I eat and where I do other stuff. And I thought, no, so now I have these two monitors on this desk, and I have this entire desk to eat and do whatever I want to do. Um, so when I moved the uh, Windows 11 computer over here, uh, I hooked back up the Sound Blaster card because I heard some static in the when I was playing back something. For me, I heard something, so I hooked the Sound Blaster back up, and the sound is so much better that it gives going into my cheap speakers that I have. That I'm happy that I made that arrangement. I watched a couple things after I moved it, and just to kill some time, and the sound was so much better. So I've got the Sound Blaster back. Um, I'm still using the Elgato Wave 3, but I've got this Blue Yeti that I was using on the other computer and I've used in the past. I think maybe the next video that I make here, I think I may hook this up and do, see how this sounds. So that's why I've got it over here. Uh, I guess the big nose. I guess the big news is that you see here where it says join. Uh, I can now have on YouTube membership classifications and stuff like that. They turned that ability on for me yesterday. They still haven't turned on the the super ability. Um, but I do have the membership capability now. And so I need to, I need to work with it and see what, benefits and things I want to give and that type of stuff. So, but anyway, they've got that turned on for me. So um, I'm not sure I have everything set. Well, I'm sure I don't. I have one membership level set. Um, and I think I want to set 2 membership levels. And then I have to decide on all the perks and things. So that gives me something to do, keep me busy. The reason I'm wearing a hat is my head looks like such a mess. I'll just try to hide that from you. I should wear one of these masks. That would hide my face from you. There are 2 cameras hooked up to now this computer. There is the C920E Logitech, and then there is the AverMedia camera over there. I should probably replace the Logitech C9 with the Brio. Then I need to check to make sure that I got enough power to, so that, especially if I'm streaming or something. And it looks like since I'm going to offer memberships, guess I'll be doing some streaming. So, I like this camera view. And I like that camera view. The only problem is these age spots. I really like, this camera. Oops, I didn't mean to take a picture. I meant to, I was going to switch to this same camera, but a slightly different view with it. I just got my QST amateur radio magazine today. I don't do very much with amateur radio anymore. My hearing really is a problem getting somebody's call, when somebody gives you their call sign or something or other, you don't want to have to keep asking, you don't want to have to ask them. With the digital, though, call signs show up on the screen a lot of the times and stuff like that. So I have a nice, well, I got pants on. Hang on a second. I can get up. I have a couple HTs, handy talkies. This is, I forget what I paid for this. Let's see if it's charged up. It is. Oops. I forget, this is an expensive one. And nobody really seems able to. Wozon, I think it's Wozon. People give it different pronunciations. It's a dual band amateur radio, and it's very inexpensive. It doesn't cost very much. And even this one's much better. This is a Yaesu, and it's dual band, two bands, 2 meters and 440. See if I even remember how to turn it on. Yeah. Oops. Maybe this other would seem to be better. Yes, definitely. ISS is International Space Station. We've got those 4 people up in, private citizens up in orbit, and they're going to come down here. There's not even a astronaut with them. Let's see, SpaceX, was that who launched them? Anyway, this Yaesu is, I think it's about $200. Not expensive, and it does a lot. But like I said, with my hearing difficulty, but when you're doing digital, a lot of times I'll turn this off. A lot of times the call sign thing, shows up, things like that, which helps. So you don't have to keep asking somebody what their call sign was. There's a new Yaesu out, and of course it looks a lot like this, but it's a more expensive model. They're again a dual band. It's digital. It's dual band, 2 meters, 440, 5 watts. It's digital, like I said. Really nice. I forget the. Let's see. I guess we could. Let's go over here. Probably go to. Probably just go to Amazon. I got so many stuff here, so many links. Wonder if they have it. Let's see. Get a reflection here. Oops. Okay, this is Wow. Okay, this is the older, the older version, because this is the 5 FT5DR, and uh, they don't have that yet. Here. Also, Amazon's not the cheapest place to, you want to try an amateur radio store. Anyway, you need to be licensed. You need to have a license if you're in the United States from the Federal Communications Commission. It's not difficult at all to get your license. I'm a technician. That's like that's the beginning step, and which camera is going to? Here we go. I haven't started studying this yet. Actually, I bought. The test questions are good for, I'm not sure how long, 5 years, 6, 7 years, something like that. So I had the version before, the general class license, and never opened the book. And finally, the questions were slight changes were made to them, and so I purchased another one. You can also take practice tests online for free, or you can pay a small amount of money. And now this is for the U.S. I'm not sure for the other countries how they do it, but you can take online the practice test, and it'll keep your score if you do the pay site. Not very much. In fact, I paid for several years for the to do this online, and I just never got around to doing it. And but for the starting license, the technician's class, this is the general class, one step up. And the test is a little more difficult. But they tell you all the questions and all the answers, in these books that you can purchase and online. And like I had one a federal police officer with Raymore PD. He wanted to get his ham radio license, and he just came over to my place before the day of the testing. He hadn't done any studying, and he came over and he sat down at my computer, and started the question would pop up, and he would think what 3 or 4. You have 3 or 4 choices. They give you the exact answer, so Now you just don't know what questions you're going to be asked, but it's going to be one of the questions that So he just came over, and I was sort of like, oh my, he just sat there for several hours taking the test, and then when he would miss one, a question, it would tell him, which was the correct one, and then eventually in this rotation, because it's random, it popped up, and he would remember that, and so then we left and went over to the school in Raymore, Missouri, and he took the test and he passed, and he's an amateur radio operator. And I haven't checked it out yet, but on YouTube for the general class, there's a 2.5-hour YouTube video that's like a class that they gave where some people, hams wanted to upgrade or whatever, and they recorded it, and they were teaching, and I haven't looked at that, but with the exam that you take, and when you pass, you get more privileges when when you're upgraded. And really, with the technician's class license, that's enough for a lot of people. You get access to the 2 meter and the 440 band. Actually, you get access to anything above 50 megacycles. So it's VHF, UHF, you know, all that type. You get access to all those bands. But now if you get this license, you get access to HF, you get access to short wave frequencies, and there's a whole bunch of bands that are available to you when you upgrade to this license. And so anyway, I really don't do, because of my hearing loss, I really don't do anything, but now you can do, there's a lot of programs and things that you can do where you can use your computer and you can be talking worldwide, you know, in code. You know, you can have your computer decode Morse code and teletype and all. There's just tremendous amount of stuff that you can do. But I forgot that this Yaesu, the new, well, even the other one. That's, you know, almost $500 for this Yaesu, and I've had over the years, like the most expensive HT, which we're talking $400 or $500. I mean, they just do APRS. They do. I mean, just amazing what you can do, and there's all types of stuff that you can volunteer to do. And when disasters happen or whatever, amateur radio operators are always sky warned for storms. And when the space shuttle, and I was in Texas then, but I didn't know that I'd seen and heard the space shuttle when I was in Florida. The double sonic boom when it's coming into land had woke me up a bunch of nights there. But I didn't know that it came, like when it was landing, I knew it came into, I didn't know that it came over to Texas the way it was. And then when that one broke up and pieces of the space shuttle were scattered all over Texas, amateur radio operators, because of the APRS ability that we have, they wanted to know, where, well, they wanted the parts found. So I didn't help. Amateur radio operators were, teamed up with paramedics and fire and police and everybody else to find all the parts. And because of our APS ability, we could, we had communications, and we could also give the exact, GPS coordinates of various parts that were found, stuff like that. I had no idea until that happened. So anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'm probably going to be doing some live video, and I'm also going to be testing this Yaesu mic against this, so we'll see how it sounds. I've used it before, and I used a couple Blue Yetis before this one, even. But I'm happy with the Elgato Wave 3, but I'm wondering if I should be using that one. Anyway, thank you very much for watching.